Hello everyone, this is Shmelok. This is my Shmelok Talks, where I do vlogs and I do a gaming programming series. So this is episode 2, where we're going to get into OOP. I'm going to do some very simple OOP. We're going to make a texture loader. Basically it's going to load all the textures, XAML stuff. I'm not going to get into the XAML until way later on. So all of them are going to be in a class. Then I'm going to convert the classes into XAML. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. So what we're going to do here, we're going to make a new folder called initialize or just init. I'm going to just call it init. So we're going to create a new class. We're going to call it texture manager. Texture manager. So this is going to load all the textures. That's anything that likes the image, it will do that. So basically what's going to happen in this episode, we're going to do a lot of texture stuff, and if I have some extra time, we're going to start getting into the font manager, where it's going to load the textures for those fonts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another content. This is a content. This is where you store all your textures, all your, if you're doing 3D, you store your 3D models, etc. So I'm going to create a new folder called font, and I'm going to import some pre-made textures that I've made beforehand. All right, so let's import these into this. All right, so this is going to create XNA conversion to these files, and it's going to compress them, all these images. So we're going to make a property here. So public list texture 2D. So this will be public font textures. Now it's only going to get. It's not going to send a set. Basically, it's only going to get the textures from this, so it can use it anywhere in the game. So we go font textures. Oops. Return font textures. There's no set, just get. So that's that. Now we have to make a loader for the texture manager. I have to activate this first. So public. So this is going to load the textures right in there. All right, now we need the loader. So this is going to be private. Private void load font textures. So this is going to run all through each one of these fonts. It's going to do it manually using a special thing I use. Every keystroke has a number attached to it, like your A has a certain character attached to that table. So what I'm trying to find here is the letter A, 65. So I'm going to write this down. 65 A to Z, and Z is 90. Z 90. Now I might not understand this, like what the hell is all this about? You might not quite get it yet, but you'll start getting it pretty soon. So we're going to create a for loop for, I'm going to leave it as I, length 90. Now I'm going to set this as a const, but not right now, I'm just going to leave it like that. So we're going to convert these into actual letters. Char value equal convert to char I. So that's going to make the char the character. A string new value. There's other ways you can do this, but I'm going to do it this way because it'll work all the time. To string value. I could actually put the value right in there. The char value right in here, like this. I can go like that. I probably will, because it's shorter. And I'm going to bring this to console, because I want to see it before I actually do it. I know it's going to work, but I want to show you guys. So, we're going to do system, diagnostics, debug, right line, new value. Just like that. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not going to load the textures quite yet. But I'm going to put the load textures in here. So when this texture manager loads, or when I activate it, it's gonna load this, which is gonna activate this. So for now, so we're gonna go into the Planetscape game, and we're gonna load the textures in here. So texture manager, and I'm gonna check the namespace. I want to make sure namespace. Okay, good. Texture manager. Yeah, it's gonna freak out because it doesn't have that namespace. If I do this, I'm gonna activate this. I'm not gonna put this in the components. It's not made to do that. I'm gonna do that. Now it should work. I shouldn't need to do anything because there's nothing. Yeah, just the font textures I have to do. That's all I have to do right there. All right, so I'm gonna save it. Let's load it up. Now let's check the output. So look, if you look here, it's showing every alphabet. Now I don't want these ones. You're seeing right to 0, all these ones. I don't like that. No, it's not doing exactly what I want it to do. That's programming. Sometimes you don't get the result you want to get. It's because I didn't do this. Now if I do it again, it's only going to A to Z. If you look up here, so it's A, B, C, D, F, G, H, A, blah, 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 all the way to Y. Go back to the texture manager. I can actually load my textures. I just want to make sure it's doing it properly. I could actually do this way, plus to string. I could have done it that way, but it's fine how it is. So we're going to start loading textures into this font texture list. So it's very simple. It's so simple. We need a way to get the content manager. So we're going to do this content manager. It won't know what this is. It's going to say, what the hell is this about? So I have to resolve it. It's also going to freak it out. See, it just broke out because it doesn't know what the content is. So we're just going to copy this. Not this. Where is it? We're just going to copy this. This content. See, it's content manager. I could just put content. It's the same thing. Basically, this is what's in this class. That's what this means, or it means to me. So we have to store the content manager. So I'm going to copy this content. So this content, this content equal content. Basically, this content, this meaning this class, this content right here, we'll copy this one. That's all it's going to do. So I have like a little, so I can do stuff with it. Now we can start to do stuff now. Yay! Okay, we're going to start loading textures in here. Now it's going to garbage collect them when I close it, so I don't have to dispose the textures or anything like that. But in the future, I am going to do it manually, because I want to make sure all the textures are wiped out, so I don't get a memory leak or stuff like that. But the garbage collector will clean up any textures that are not used, or they're not used anymore, or any objects are not used. It'll clean them up, stuff like that. You don't have to do that. Now in C++, you have to make your own garbage collector. I don't know about the new one, but in the past, you would have to make your own manager for your memory and all that. So that's pretty good. And now we're going to load the textures. All right. So we're going to go up here. I'm just going to copy this. So yeah. Add. Go content. If I can spell it right. Content. Load. Texture 2D. And we just use a new string. Actually, we have to add something onto it. So we go. I could actually use a format. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's do fancy. So we're going to string new format equal string to format, and go key 0. Now basically anything in this 0 is going to be a actual letter, so I don't have to do I could actually do like this, like key and plus and like new string, but you can actually do it this way. It's more, I like it this way because it's gonna remove this section right here where it's blue, and it's gonna put the key or the string value in there. So we go new value. And that's it. So new value. I can actually do this. I don't have to make this. Just put this like this. And that's it. So I can get rid of this. There we go. So it's gonna load the texture in there. And I'm gonna put a pause right here. So I'm gonna make a empty like string test equal lol. So I wanna make sure it got to here. I wanna make sure it ended the loop. We might get some errors, so we might. Yeah, we're gonna get some errors because I have to do this. Go font slash, I think it's this way. Key, and it's gonna go to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 all the way down to Z. And let's see if it'll work. Yes, it got through the string, so I can actually go through here and watch this. So if I go up here, there's 25, and each one of those is a texture. These are loaded textures. Now, it probably won't give me the name, but it's actually, each one will have their own different height and width. So if I go down here, see the height and width is different. So it did load the texture. It is an actual texture. It's a color texture with a level count of 1. Basically only doesn't have a lot of levels in it. Texture levels. So it did load it like a boss. So it's working. It is working. So that's pretty much of my example of how I'm gonna load my texture. In the next episode, we're gonna do the fonts, where we're gonna, what we made here, we're gonna actually use the fonts in our project. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did enjoy this episode, don't forget to leave a like or a comment below. Or if you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.